Welcome, my gamer tag is Cowboy and I make videos on World of Warships Legends and very many other video projects. In this episode I just want to go some off-the-cuff rambling. Recently saw on the Reddit a post that somebody was claiming that World of Warships Legends is dead or is dying, and I find these claims always a little bit funny because usually it is a player who has reached a certain threshold in the game, probably unlocked a number of ships, and is getting a little bit bored with the game, which is perfectly normal. From time to time you get bored with a game, you know all the mechanics, or you know how it plays, or you have a streak of bad luck and get killed a lot. And then the best case is just simply stop playing the game for a while, but claiming that the game is dying because you don't like it, that's a little bit exaggerated, because the only one that can say when the game is dying is Wargaming themselves. We're gonna just interrupt a little bit, so to go back to the match. I'm spawned in the Queen Elizabeth, so my idea is to go on the left flank, on the right flank, and I remember from this game that I noticed, okay, I'm the only one who's going on the right flank, besides of course the destroyer. So you know that's a potential recipe for disaster. Certainly, if the enemy is moving against me on their left flank, so facing me. So the enemy destroyer has spotted me. So as you can see on the minimap, there are at least four ships that have spotted me, or that can spot me. So I'm outgunned and outnumbered. So that's the reason why I'm trying to turn away and request support. The biggest threat is of course that destroyer. Hopefully the Jarvis can destroy him, because he's the actual spotter for those big ships. Okay, to come back so on my claim, Wargaming is the only one who can decide whether it's successful or not, or dying or not, because as long as they make a profit out of it, as long as enough players play and buy items and buy premium time, and more of them buy it than it costs Wargaming to have developers to modify the game, upgrade the game, add new ships, etc., then they will then the game is not dying. Okay, the destroyer has almost gone. But we have to watch out. There's an enemy cruiser sneaking along the coast of Two Brothers, so he'll stumble upon our other cruiser, and he got killed. He ran into torpedoes, and I could see that from the mini feed. So now I'm still all alone, because sadly the Jarvis is also gone. So I'm now totally alone on the right flank. So what should I do? And I think that in this game, what I'm now looking at is basically that small sliver between visible and range of my and then the maximum range of my guns. And what I here try to do is actually, I try to avoid situations where I'm fighting 2v1. Because then they outgun me. But if I can get into a position where I can fire at one ship at a time, and that one ship can fire at me, of course, the odds are even. So, and that's the reason why I'm now carefully moving back up. Also, as you can see on the score, we're leading in points, so that's good. It's a capture the base. Unless somebody sneaks on my flank through, which is still possible, they still have to 2 destroyers that can sneak by. So unless they can sneak a ship through our base, we can still simply win on points. So yeah, and so to get back to the original subject, as long as Wargaming is making profit, and they're making profit, because I see that myself. I bought a premium, of course, premium time, and honestly, with all the premium that I get rewarded, I bought my premium time a year ago, and I still have 200 days left on my premium. So I won a lot of premium. That's also the principle of their campaigns that they're doing. Is basically, if you play well, perhaps every 2-3 months you need to boost up a little bit. You buy extra doubloons, so you pay what, 8 euros. So if they have plenty of players playing the campaigns who pay perhaps every 2 months 8 euros, that's a very steady income that they have. Okay, so I'm now in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, there's only one. That's only the Normandy that can spot me. It's coming behind that island, so I'm setting up the shot, assuming, and indeed he has done the same. But since he's reloading, he's turning away, trying to compensate. By the way, I've been playing lastly with some Normandies. I do have footage of it, of the Normandy that I'm playing. I like that ship very much. So as you can see now, I'm in a good position. So he's running away from me. I got even a destroyer. Oh, there's somebody got through to our base. So I'm asking for somebody to protect the base. Okay. One player affirmed, Algeri. He was in the canal, so he's gonna turn back. I noticed that the destroyer is also turning back. Okay, now I have to watch out that Normandy can fire at me, and there are other ships getting into range. I see that, you can see that one red marker on the left of the screen. So I don't know why that Normandy is retreating. I've seen that recently in a lot of games that players retreat, so there's apparently some confusion. People think that if they can survive the match unscathed or with less damage, that will cost them less credits. It doesn't matter whether you end the match with your ship afloat or not. It will cost you the same. So if you're at the end of the match, you're the last ship, it's better to go down in a blaze of glory, attack straight on, or because running will only prolong your death struggle. Okay, so we're now fighting on top, what, I think 3v3. We still have an enemy destroyer capturing our base. Nope, we're fighting 2v2, 2v3. I think, yep, the Normandy and then the 2 other ships. But they've basically given up their... So what they're now trying to do, of course, is perhaps try to lure us away. But they don't have anybody in their capture zone, so we can directly capture. Our destroyer and our cruiser are fighting against the enemy destroyer, who's now running away. So we secured our base again. So the one thing that I'm doing wrong a little bit here, I think, is I'm not coordinating with the other battleship. Okay, I'm switching now to that Miyoko because it's a cruiser, lighter armor, so easier to sink. Okay, we got the enemy destroyer, so the base is secure, so this is good. So we're still fighting. Oh, but we lost our own destroyer. So we're now facing, actually the match is 3v3. The score is an advantage of the enemy. We have our cruiser who's way back at our base. So we're in a disadvantage. The advantage that we have with the two battleships is that we're each coming from a different direction. So the enemy has to decide. And if they don't coordinate, we're in a, then we're in a fighting 1v1 almost. So I'm decided to go after the Miyoko. The only thing that I have to be aware of is, of course, does that Miyoko has torpedoes, and did he fire torpedoes at me? Because oh, and we lost our California, so I'm now facing. Technically I'm in problems. We're losing 304 against 429. So I don't remember whether we lost or won this match. So the island shields me from the enemy battleships. Okay, now one can see me again. So this is a problem, of course, for me, because now I'm fighting at least 1v2, perhaps 1v3. Okay, enemy torpedoes. But I turn at the right moment to still get hit by one. But you can see secondary incoming fire. The cruiser has arrived, and we get the cruiser. So now we're fighting a 2v2. Torpedoes can't harm me. That Normandy is almost gone, so we now have to focus on the Normandy. I'm asking.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
He confirms. He agrees. So that Normandy is very low on health. He might do some damage, but in theory we should outgun him. Yep. The cruiser gives the final shot.
Nice work.
And it's here that we get into trouble, because as you can see, I'm aiming my guns over the port side, and we're coming to each other. The California, we will cross each other. So either I have to turn the rudder, turn to port, and swivel my guns to over the starboard side, but that will take time, or I can go around the island. So here I'm probably doubting what will I do. So now it's better. He's sailing away from us. If I have my guns over the port side, I can fire at him. Of course, there's the island. So now I have to do something that I really hate doing, is we get separated. So I can't return fire. So my cruiser is fighting on his own against that California. So it will take a few seconds before I can get into a position. I think that will cost the life of the cruiser. So okay, I'm zooming in, ready for the shot. How is he sailing? How do I have to set up my gun? A little bit of lead, a little bit higher. Do damage, but not enough. 50 seconds. Oh, and now, okay. We're leading in points, so the only thing that can go wrong right now is he kills me. But he has not all his guns aimed at me. I have all my guns aimed at him. I have more health, he has less health, so what can happen is that the timer runs out right now. Good salvo. And he's gone. And we won. I have to admit, at the end of that match, I was really afraid that I would screw up and that we would still lose the game. So 49 damage, 163 credits. So and I got number 4 of the team. Thank you for watching. Good evening, good night, and see you in the next video.